Hello. So, now that space exploration is finished, can get into more mundane investigation. Yeah. Actually, I already tried to play this game, but I didn't really get into it. So, today, I got some paper, and we're gonna go to the bottom of this. So we have murder. Is there a way? Wait, is there a way to lower the music? No! That's not what I wanted. Clock, log off. Is this? Is that the only settings we have? I'm gonna have to lower that. Okay. Okay. Hope this is good. Video subtitles, anti-glare filter. Do we like the old CRT look? Alright, let's give it like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm outguessed. Is this because it's like Windows 3.1 or 95? This database, I think I know all this. Retrieve a clip, type in a word to the search field. The database will return all clips in which the speaker used that word. To narrow search, use multiple words. Okay. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can even be more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Yes, I was there. Okay, so if we see that in the subtitles, we can look for that. Okay. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos of the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find a server with the detectives' footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in '97. But I figured this would be enough. Take your time. SB. So we got a rubbish bin. DB checker. That must be the DB checker, right? What? One volume missing. We're gonna get more. What is this? Mirror game. Oh. It's a virus. Why do we have the time? I don't know. Alright, let's get into it. Cornerstone.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay, so this is not helpful.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
But February, that was months ago.
February.
What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, so the man is Simon. He's murdered.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person. I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
Wait, what?
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other,
Stories?
stories.
And that's on 3. of March 94. That was first. No. Wait. The dates are. Oh, it's not the. Wait. That was this constabulary. Wait, is this England? This is England. Okay, so the dates. Okay, the date format is not the same. Okay, well, it's the same. It's the same as in France. All right. So 7 is July. 3rd of July. 31st.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Alibi. Third of July.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We
What?
knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it longer. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
What?
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
All right. Hey, Mrs. Don't worry, I don't think I'm gonna move forward very fast, so... Hey, you got notifications. That's weird. They shouldn't be appearing on the screen. That's weird. So, name. What if I need to get her name? Wait, which date is this? 18 of June?
My name is Hannah.
Hannah.
H-A-N-N.
Hannah. Okay, so the woman is Hannah. So she must be the mother of the baby, and she was married with Simon. We don't know if she's married with Simon.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's Pandre.
Okay.
It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Gladstone 330. Smith. 31. Gladstone Street. God damn it, I'm gonna need so much paper for this game. Home address. No. Home.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Birthday. What's a birthday?
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
It's the same day, okay. Date, birth. No. Identity.
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules.
Is this some kind of psych evaluation?
Maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch it there? I don't know.
Okay, let's go about. What about the watch? I don't know about the watch.
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Patty's there. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
What?
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding.
Oh, so they were married.
We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it.
What? Get
It
married,
felt it was
never
just
danced?
me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Watch. Where is this?
Yeah, that's Simon's watch.
Simon's
It was a gift from
watch.
Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Wait, did she talk about a woman?
Chose it.
It's been Diane who chose it. Who's
She has
Diane?
really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Glasgow. Glasgow. Time. Time of death. Glasgow.
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep. Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back. Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
So she's saying that on the 2nd of July, but then she's back on the 3rd. What about the baby? No.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday. We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with Mum and Dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Why is she talking about such old times?
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. It's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she did.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Yes, Diane is in the Glaziers. This.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers.
So did she get to the end of it?
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a Glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, what's a Glazier? Okay. What about the cellar? So it's not by date. Ah, it is by date.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police. It was after dinner. It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff. Bags. I screamed, and that's when I called the police. No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen, you can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours. My name is Hannah, H-A-N-N-A-H. Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. It wasn't the present so much, it was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Oh. Mirror 11. Mirror broken.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was...
So...
It happened very quickly. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi.
Wait.
We bagged. We was what mattered.
We packed up the broken mirror, her clothes, but they took him down.
We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Is this... Eric? Body?
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
Found the body.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam. In the wrong position. His body did not real. His throat.
Throat.
It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. There's these thick glasses. Doesn't always wear. Thick.
You can see his glasses. He has his thick glasses.
Doesn't always wear.
Doesn't always wear them. Okay, so we're still not sure who died.
The bruise.
That's all I want to know.
It was after dinner.
After dinner, I spoke to Simon Parr on the phone and looked up for an early night, and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mother said. Wait, after dinner. I went cold all over. So we're still not sure if Simon's died. Why does she have a guitar? Is this how police actually works?
Really? Here's the rest. Made a body of a doctor, all the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by, on a dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair, on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair, on the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows, on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows, on the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone, on the wind and rain. The sound could pierce her heart of stone, on the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
Yes, completely normal, investigation practice. Wait, what date is this? 3 of July.
Can you imagine? I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Wait, there are two different persons? Hey Lizard. Yeah. Did you know this game? It's an old one. It's Her Story. So, thing is, it's we are I don't know, some kind of detective, I don't know, police person, and we're investigating an old crime, and all we have is tapes from the depositions of this woman, and you know, it's like 1994. Well, the crime happened in 1994, so it's all technology from this time, and the clips have been recorded and digitized, but they are very short clips, and but they're all subtitled and searchable by keywords. Well, keywords being the words in the video. And it's all the same woman, and maybe it's well, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe there were siblings, twins. Are they twins?
Twins? Really?
What?
Are you really asking me that question?
What?
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Twins? Yes, twins. Can you say more than that?
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion. There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Wait, who divorced? So, supposedly the woman is named Hannah, but it might be her twin sister, and she might be named Eve.
Well, my friend Eve.
Oh.
I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid, and she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes. Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
Oh, it's the same day. Okay, let's see what she said at this moment.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off. My mother called me Eve.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Actually, what what I think is happening is so she said she was called Hannah, and she was talking about her friend Eve, her very good friend, when she was a child. But actually, she's not Hannah. She's Eve, and the Hannah and Eve were twin sisters. Hence this video.
My mother called me Eve.
Sister. Why is she playing the guitar? Do you play the guitar when you're suspected of murder? Or even a witness?
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face.
Oh. 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 So apparently, Anna could not have a child, but Eve was pregnant. From Simon. That dude, really? So wait, that's the next video.
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that. My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
I'm not even sure what we're looking for, actually. Computer technology. technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. Wait, add to session? What does this do? User tags? Oh damn, we can tag the things. I didn't realize. What does this do? Clip store the user session. Okay.
When she went home, Sam had a birthday tea waiting.
Can I remove it? It's not a very good system.
She sent him out the house, kicked. Sure what it. My sister is back.
Father? No. Weapon?
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
So. So she said her sister is gone. It's kind of weird because we still don't know who died. Oh, maybe is it? Maybe it's Simon.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glasses. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said I should bring a photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
Wait. last photo you have of your husband is some kind of holiday picture from Rome.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
I think Simon is dead.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. Climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing. Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
So Simon disappeared. But wait, when did she talk about the cellar?
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to someone. She'd been speaking about... There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
But no, because if it was Simon who was dead, she wouldn't say I saw the body, she would say I saw him.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people had been there through my things. It's like I'd been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation.
Oh.
So...
It's very confusing. This is very confusing. Because, wait, she said...
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch. to make sure the alibi stuck.
Oh yeah, like they, you stop the watch at a specific time. So, but then, okay, so what happened is the two sisters killed Simon and put his body in the cellar. And then that's why she talks about her growth.
It happened very quickly, is what mattered. We cleaned up.
We'd help each other, yeah, the sisters. We packed up the broken mirror, her growth.
Clothes, they're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted.
Okay, confession. Confession. Okay, good. What about the mirror? I don't know why how there's not more mention of the mirror.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. Haven't looked at it since. Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Break, but not break.
A police station.
Wait, about Eve. How many videos we have? 7, so there's 2 more. No, that's not what. I think I'm going to disable this because I find it quite distracting. I don't know. What do you think? So we have the twin sisters. What's with the songs, seriously?
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. It's tuning. Walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind down. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
That's what she
Watched her as she slowly
was talking about the other day.
She floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
What about the guitar? Talk about the guitar. So that's on the 1st of July. This 13th of June.
No, Simon didn't play guitar. He wasn't very musical. He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar.
Okay, so they want to make sure it's her guitar. Okay.
What are you doing? Talking about you.
What I'm wondering is, are both Dichters actually making the positions here? Or is she talking to herself? Like...
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
What? Wait, what? What?
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
What? 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 How? What? Oh, there's something weird going on. What's... Yeah, of course, but how can the mother not know she had twins? I don't understand, because there is there's this also.
My mother called me Eve.
Or maybe she's lying.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
Wait, I don't wait.
To be, so, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
It was only on when it wanted to be. It what's it there? A reflection?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror.
Wait, what?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Don't understand.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements. I wanted to see my reflection.
That's what I was wondering,
I
but
thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
I've been wondering, but the story about the mother asking her to dress up would not be possible if it was just a, some kind of a Mr. Robot moment. So what about the witch?
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind.
What?
But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending.
What?
Is that too much?
It's a happy ending. Why is this an achievement? What? I don't understand this game.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
I wonder if pearls need to be... I don't know, pearls are the same, alright.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow, so we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan. She recognised me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place. I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights. Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
I wonder if they're just look like. Wait, is there a word for that? I don't know if there's a word for that in English. Look like. Be weird.
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
We? You said we?
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy.
Oh.
Reminded me of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
WC.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing, in Oxford.
Oh, I wanted to check Florence. Did Florence steal the baby? How? I mean, sibling? Yeah, because I mean, there is no way a mother could have, I mean, had twins without knowing it.
when my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead,
Oh.
but I wasn't. She wrote all this
Oh.
stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Okay, this makes more sense. So she's a stolen child. Oh, god damn it. Yeah.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Old
Diary.
papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know. No, it was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
I want to check something. Because Anna. How many videos? We have 18 with Anna. Not Hannah.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon. It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale. Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses. I'd found it in those stories.
Yeah.
When I was 8, Mother
Sure.
died. She slipped down the stairs.
Oh.
It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Diary.
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. And we would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Hmm.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, this gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
Wait, I want to check something.
Florence was a warm, kind person. Family.
Check her hands. That said,
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
because she has a ring here.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember.
But I guess that's not a mistake they would make. They spent years being the same person. Uh,
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. When I came down one morning, they were dead. They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot. And I slept through it.
What?
The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognise them. And there's no way he would have picked dead caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
She killed her parents. How do we know if she's Anna or Eve? Well, we're pretty sure that the one giving the testimony on the 3rd of July is Eve. And we are not sure about the previous testimonies. What the positions. But so she said, Anna is a bit shy and she's very confident. So if we look at some videos like this one. So maybe her hair.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
So we don't know if she's Eve talking about Anna. Yeah, but as I said, I think the ring, that's not a mistake they would make. So when the first time she's talking about Eve.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular. Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now.
See how
I'm staying at a friend's.
she's holding her hands here, and she has a very close position, while this one,
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back. No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
so that's definitely Hannah. Oh, wait, let me check about the body thing. That's when I found the body.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you, but I haven't.
Bruise. I'm pretty sure, she has her hair not attached. Must be her. I mean Eve.
Bruise? Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. I mean, it hurt like hell.
Okay, so we're sure there are two persons. Well, I was kind of sure, but there's physical evidence. And so we have more indication about the hair. Also, I'm pretty sure we're going to find the ring here. Yeah,
Bruise.
because they wouldn't mistake.
Bruise.
They wouldn't make this mistake.
Oh. If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull our harness to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies were synchronized anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
Wait a sec. Okay. How can what happen?
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Well, I'm surprised you asked. I've seen multiple times that, well, I don't know about women of the same family though, but I've seen multiple times that women living together get the period at the same time. I mean, I might be wrong, but... the first ones. Oh yeah. That would be weird. But it might just be for the story, you know. Okay, I just checked and it's not, it's just a theory, it's not certain. So yeah, so guitar. Oh yeah, so that's Hannah.
Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar.
And then she comes back the next day and she plays It's Eve.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay.
Okay. Motive, maybe? No. Problem is, I still don't know what we're looking for, actually. So... Oh, that's the content we've read. This is the one we haven't accessed. Okay. Pregnancy. Pregnant.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Okay.
Yes, I'm fine. Oh, I was sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Wait, what? She's pregnant? But... Oh yeah, she's pregnant. Oh, they haven't had... She hasn't had the baby yet. Okay.
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
Wait, so... So Eve called... well, not called, but killed their parents not so long ago. Because she was sick from the STD.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Oh, so she went to Glasgow. Wait. Because at some point, which one said that Eve slept with Simon?
If one of us got hurt, face, give her a huge black. Yes. I got to Glasgow. History. Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. It was. Florence raised me in her home, supplies, washing.
Mm-hmm.
His body didn't look real.
Or maybe,
His throat.
yeah.
It looked like his throat had been cut.
I don't know. I have no idea what we're supposed to find out.
His glasses.
There's no indication at all.
Big glasses. It doesn't always wear.
Maybe we could, wait, let's check. Huh. Oops, sorry. That's weird. Well, anyway.
On his throat.
Yeah, there is.
How?
There's this game, and then I tried. There's this mirror game. It's weird because it really looks like, you know, it really looks like Windows 95. The windows really don't look like Windows 95. Yeah, I know, but we can only play inside this interface, so I don't think there's anything to do about that. It's mostly used to know how much of the database we've accessed. There's still a lot to go to see.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room.
Oh,
His throat had been cut.
so he's
There
dead.
was a lot of blood. instead. Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She only meant to scare him off.
Huh. The wig. I'm not sure. I mean, if we knew what we were looking for, it would help a bit. SB. Wait, what did I wait, what? I searched nothing and I've got stuff.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Oh, that's the first time she comes.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. Quite symmetric. I live... Simon Smith. He went in feature window.
So that's Eve.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the glazed. Simon is 6 foot. And border.
So there's 271 videos.
A wig? You mean... But what type of wig? No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap? No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
No. Flap. Cat flap.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows are really hard to open anyway. It's stifling in summer. They were painted over by the damp.
Stifling?
Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
Cat flap in the back door. Nobody can go out a cat flap. Seriously.
No cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
It's a very big cat flap.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Oh, they were talking about February, by the way. What about February?
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Oh, they're starting to think there's two persons.
I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February. I remember the ticket, of course. I paid it without telling Simon. Didn't want to get told off. And they put points on the licence. You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets. He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. He sets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before when he comes in, if he's in the house.
Where was she in February? I don't think it's very important. I think what they were looking for is they're starting to suspect that there's two persons, and so but she says that apparently she was at work, but at the same time she had a speeding ticket and she was flashed on the in her car. So she that's well, I believe that's why they're asking the question. If you hear about what they say.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet.
Timesheet.
But I really can't remember back to February.
Because that's the first, see, that's the 1st of July, and on the 3rd of July, she does everything. So we can only guess that the investigator actually found out that she wasn't Hannah. Memory? No. Yeah. I think I might stop here for now. It's really weird that you don't know what you're looking for. And also, one thing is, we don't know who we are. Because sometimes we see a reflection in the screen, and it kind of looks like her. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to go to bed because, yeah, well, you know, work tomorrow and stuff. So I think we did get some good progress. I think. Well, I hope. Don't know how long that's supposed to be. Well, yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. But if I can, I'll continue tomorrow. All right then. Well, thanks for being here. And well, I'll see you next time. Have a good night.